Hi guys, there's an old saying, the truth can be blamed but not shamed. And that could have been the way Lisa Nandy responded to comments made by now Foreign Secretary David Lammy some years ago, but instead she tied herself up in knots to defend her colleague. Lammy made some, interesting comments about Donald Trump ahead of his visit to Britain back in 2018. But Lisa here basically avoided answering the question and spoke about what happened after the attack on Trump.
Looking at the rhetoric of our new Foreign Secretary David Lammy actually writing about Donald Trump, this was ahead of his first presidential visit in 2018. I think it's worth just reminding our listeners and perhaps you that Mr. Lammy wrote in Time magazine, Trump is not only a woman-hating, neo-Nazi sympathising sociopath, he is also a profound threat to the international order that has been the foundation of Western progress for so long. Was that appropriate?
Well, look, I think all of us will have said things that when we look back on them, including me, when we look back on them, we think we could have expressed that differently. We went through an era here in the UK and over on the other side of the Atlantic over the last decade and a half where we've seen the rise in more and more extreme language, more heat, less light in our politics. And at times, I've spoken about it before, I think we lost the art of agreeing disagreeably, and we've collectively as a political class done a real disservice in the leadership that we've shown. But I'm really pleased that yesterday I was on the plane to Berlin with Keir Starmer. He was keen to talk with President Trump and did so as soon as we touched down, and to reiterate our sympathies and our condolences to the victims of the attack, but also our firm opposition to any kind of violence in politics and our utter condemnation of it. I think as a new government we have a real responsibility to reset the rhetoric of the last decade and a half and to show that leadership, because if we don't model that behaviour, I don't know how we can expect the public to do the same. It's something that I know our new Foreign Secretary takes very seriously, I take very seriously, the Prime Minister takes very seriously, and I think you'll see a very different tone from this government.
Absolute waffle. Why not just answer the question with, well, it's true. What David Lammy said back in 2018 was correct. It's been proven right. Because Donald Trump has been convicted of crimes like the one that David Lammy was referring to. The answer you could have given was, what, did he say something that was untrue? I'm sorry, can you point out what David Lammy said that was incorrect? I know you want me on to defend it, but did David Lammy say something that was actually untrue? He didn't. Now, what's really frustrating about all of this is that diplomacy, it seems, has to go one way. Donald Trump and the Republicans can insult other nations, but we in Europe and the UK must be careful not to upset Agent Orange and his party. Recently, his vice president was speaking at an event, I think, in Britain, where he described the UK as an Islamic state. And the response was, well, that was not very nice. It's like, my response would have been, this guy is an idiot. Why can we not tell the truth? Why must we always be diplomatic towards people like Donald Trump when he has zero diplomacy towards the rest of the world? We have to keep walking on eggshells, afraid that we might upset him, instead of actually telling the truth. Well, what David Lammy said was factually correct. It's not a matter of opinion, because Donald Trump has been convicted of crimes. Why do we have to tap dance around this? Is it because he will be the future president and you don't want to upset him? Does he care about Britain? No, he doesn't. Is Donald Trump downgrading his rhetoric? Is he toning it down? Is he being careful not to insult Britain? No, he doesn't give a crap. So why should we treat him with kids' gloves? Because he might give us a trade deal, because he might give us something better than a better situation than we have today. No, he won't. Donald Trump only cares about himself. If he thinks it will improve his situation, then he will do something for Britain. But I don't think that's the case going forward. It's pretty pathetic. Just be honest about it. Donald Trump said these things, and he was convicted of crimes related to those things. What's controversial about that? Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.